Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cooking Haydens. I'm Car Boot Chris, and we're here for another lunch hour live. Yeah, you guys voted for lunch hour live over a listing session. There was a 1% swing, which actually this morning swung the other way, but it's too late. I'd already made my decision based on your opinions, and it was too late to organize a live listing. So you've stuck with a lunch hour instead. Hope you're all well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to put a comment in the comments box. Is it on this side with you? Or is it this side? This side. I think it's this side. Or down below. Put a comment down there. And I'll try and say hello to people. And then we'll have a little chit chat about our pet hates at boot sales. And also there's some other stuff that we can talk about. I've got written down here things to remind me to mention to you lot. Anyway, I hope all your sales have been okay as always. Or if they're improving. I mean, I'm not seeing massive movement for Q4, but sales are coming in. That's all you can hope for, isn't it? Oh. Let's see who's in. Betty Bob was first. Hello, I'm well early. Well, you weren't that early, Betty Bob. You were actually 6 minutes early, which in the grand scheme of things is not really that early.
Someone is at the door.
Oh, bollocks.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what
Someone at the door, hang on. Oh, sorry about that. That was good timing, wasn't it? Parcel. Oh, problem when you live in 3-story houses. Takes ages to get downstairs. Nigel sells online. Welcome, Nigel. Oh, Mrs. Love. We've got Ali Evans. Hi, Ali. We'll be listening. Oh, welcome. Hi, Phil. Flipping Tasty's in as well. Fix It for Reselling. The Op Shop Down Under. Welcome, Toby. Jesus Christ, I'm out of breath. What's up with me? Who else have we got? Chris Tyler. We've got the Tap Peddler Derek. Liam. Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Shabba. Or Shabmeister now. I can't keep up with these name changes. Oh, hi, Mike. Who else we got? Phil. Hi, Phil. Welcome. And Barry. Phil and Barry. 2 new names, maybe. But if you are new, welcome to the chat. You guys will be happy England are in the T20 final over here. I'll be honest with you, Toby. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the T20 is. Never heard of it in my life. Someone's going to shoot me down for that now. If it's cricket, I don't care about cricket. I have no knowledge about cricket. Tea cakes. We got Nafanify. That's early for me when I'm late all the time. No worries. Thanks for joining. RJ's World is in as well. Cue the postcode lottery song. Somebody's ringing the bell. Yeah, we're not in the postcode lottery. Bell was in it a while back, and then we came out of it. Maybe we should rejoin that. Keep meaning to revisit it. Yes, Phil, indeed. Hi, Richard. Hope things are okay with you. Chris Tyler had a power cut for 2 hours this morning. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Little Steve is in. We've got Jack as well. Hi, Jack. Pete, Theme Parks and Toys. Good afternoon. Armsy. Oh, there it is. Lowell D says T20 is cricket. Yeah, I was guessing it. I was guessing it was cricket, but not into cricket. It's like watching paint dry. I'd rather watch golf than cricket. And that's saying something because I hate golf. There you go, cricket. England cricket on the 20 over final. Still means nothing to me. Oh, Phone Savers says hi just to say thanks for the fleek. Oh, yes, Phone Savers, no worries. I'm glad it all got sorted for you. And everything was okay with your delivery. So nice one. I'm pleased for you. Hi, Carl. It's little Steve is listening in the back. Are you working, Steve? Are you at home? Captain Upshop says, played tonight in the best oval in the world, my hometown. It's like talking a different language. Cricket's not my thing at all. It really isn't. Armsy said, I just picked up 24 1983 Care Bear puzzle games, all still sealed, 50p each. That sounds like a good deal. You can't grumble at 50p each for anything sort of vintage. It's going to be worth more than that, isn't it? What are they worth? Have you had a good look yet? RJ says, if it sells, I'm into it. Why not? I would be into it. I've bought cricket stuff. Don't get me wrong. I've bought cricket jerseys and all kinds of cricket stuff, but I'm just not into it personally. I don't have any clue about cricket. I don't know much about the game, the rules, or anything. I know you hit it and you run up and down, and the fielders is that what they're called? Or is that rounders? The fielding people try and hit the stumps before you get back. All sounds a bit primitive, doesn't it? Cricket gloves. People who like cricket are going to hate me. How to make cricket sound primitive. You could probably just say the same about football. Cricket gloves sell well. Oh, Itchy cracked back. Itchy crack. Welcome back. I'm glad you returned. T20 only lasts about 3 hours, so people who say it's too long and that are usually talking about test matches, but it's brought a lot of new people into the game. Oh, well, that's not a bad thing, is it? That's good. Oh, little Steve's out shopping. You buying more stock for me, Steve? AMPR's in. AMPR is a self-appointed cricket stuff expert. I know where to come then next time. You should watch the Freddie Flintoff thing on BBC where he tries to get kids in Lancashire to play cricket, mainly who think it's boring and have no clue about it. Sounds interesting. Only one listed at 70. Yeah, you're going to make some good money on those then, aren't you? I bet cricket stuff wouldn't sell on eBay Gum. Probably a lot. There's a lot of things, Derek, that wouldn't sell on eBay Gum. Estelle Bushell. Welcome, Estelle. Liked your thrifting in America, a bit expensive. Did you manage to flip at profit? Yeah, things are selling, Estelle. Yeah, things are shifting, definitely. It's just good to have different stuff in your store as well, you know, things that bring people in. And it was good fun as well. It was good fun. Hi, Flipping L, welcome. Daisy as well. Cricket's even getting popular here in Ireland, apparently, Carl says. A top of the range English willow bat, new, £500 plus. I sold a cricket bat a few weeks ago. It had a load of signatures on it. It was like one of these souvenir things with a load of signatures of a team. Can't remember what team it was. It was like a county team here in the UK. I sold one. I think I got it actually, if I remember rightly. I got that bat from Laura on her store at a car boot sale. Tonks is in, listening while organising and listing in shed. Okay, SB reselling. Sophie, welcome. Married to reselling as well. Good afternoon. Got sidetracked. Nice one. Couple of cricket bats. Richard said they've got. Denner here. Sorry, late to the party. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the party. Does it look like the heating's on, Derek? Does it look like it? Got me bleeding dressing gown on here. It's freaking freezing. Last night we resorted to hot water bottles. So yeah, we're going through the different layers before we get to actually turning the heating on. So it's have a hot shower. Okay. If that doesn't work, put more layers on. If that doesn't work, get a hot water bottle. If that doesn't work, I don't know. I've got to find another layer before we actually put the heating on, which hopefully will be about January. TK says I sell cricket bats when I can find ones worth selling. No one else has a clue. Lots of collectors in Oz for them. Yeah, lots of mugs like Toby. Where is he? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Lots of mugs like the op shop buying cricket bats. Tonks said we used £150 in gas last month because it's so cold. Ooh, that hurts, doesn't it? That hurts. There is demand for vintage 1980s bats. Duncan Fernley Simmons SS. Okay, I'll try and remember that. I wouldn't hesitate in picking up a cricket bat if it was cheap enough. Oh, me drink, by the way. Have anyone tried these? It's quite nice. I got this from Farm Foods, but you can get them in B&M's as well. They're quite big cans, and they are 0 sugar. And this is birthday cake. I've also got bubble gum, and what was the other one I had? I can't remember the other one. I had it last night, but they're not bad at all. They're like 80p a can, but look at the size of them. It's like a can of Tetley's or something. Oh, I still have no idea how much my energy is. If you've got a smart meter, And the only good thing about bloody smart meters, in my opinion, they're a waste of freaking time. The only good thing about it is I set like a limit on the day. Not a limit, but like a guide on the smart meter, which I kind of set a budget. I think I have it set at about £4 a day. So when it goes over £4 a day, it starts going red. So it's telling you, right, okay, Chris, now you are into dangerous territory because you've gone over your £4, and yeah, you're going over your budget. So it's like, right, Belle, turn everything off. We're into the red. Turn it off. Right, no TV, no heating. We're not having a bath now because we're in the red on the smart meter. That's the only good thing that a smart meter is. It's other than that, don't even get me started on smart meters. Don't get me started. Oh, heated blanket. That's it. That's the other layer. 10 minutes and I get in bed for a bit, warm up, then get up again and put loads of layers on. Also eating something warm or a cuppa. That's good. Bubblegum's fine, 79p. Yeah, pretty much. I think I got this in. I think this can was farm foods, and it's £1 in farm foods, because actually this is slightly taller. This has got a little bit more in it than the Home Bargains ones. Belle bought some Home Bargains ones, and they go to about here. So you get an extra 20p's worth there. Yeah, that's where I got that one from. Chris says my bill's £7.27 a month as I was in credit. I've caved and put my heating on. Pottering in the background, no worries. Oh, phone savers, thank you. Oh, that's very kind of you. €5. Brilliant. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Always nice to get super chats. Wow, brilliant. Thank you. Just to let you know, phone savers commented on the Fleek video a while back. Or not a while back, actually, only probably like less than a week ago, but they not had their order through. So I put some comments on there, basically said contact Fleek, essentially. Actually the order arrived, and so they commented and said, oh, orders arrived, and they're happy with everything, so that's good. I've actually got another order from Fleek here that I might make a video on. I'm trying to find time at the minute, but it's not going to be sponsored. This is just something I ordered from Fleek, and it arrived, and I might do a video on it, like a completely unsponsored. This is just me buying as a customer, without any sort of payment or anything, or without having a nudge around. But to be fair to Fleek, whenever I spoke to Fleek about making videos and doing sponsored content, they were always very, very upfront with me and said, just give us your experience and be honest about it. That's what they were. They totally didn't veto anything. I do have one video waiting to be released about Fleek that's a sponsored video, which we're just waiting for the right time for it to come out. I'm leaving it up to them. At the end of the day, I did it for them, so it's up to them to decide when they want to release it. But other than that, they've always given me free reign on like what content I do. If it's crap, they said, let us know it's crap if it's crap. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for the super chat. Can we do a GoFundMe to heat Belle, please? Phone savers, what's the best route to sell vintage clothes online? Best sellers, I'm a newbie, got to shift my delivery. The usual routes, phone savers. eBay has the biggest audience, obviously. And then depending on what you have, if there's an element of reworking or upcycling with whatever you've bought, then perhaps Etsy might be a good way to look at. And Depop for any of the sort of year 2K, sort of that kind of era kind of stuff. Tracky tops and football shirts seem to do well on Depop. But I will say I'm not really doing great on Depop at the minute. So Depop for me is a waste of time. But for some people, it goes well. But I would always just say, bang it on eBay. at the right price with some good photos, and it should go. eBay's got the biggest audience, so. Shabmeister said I was falsely charged with over £2,000 earlier in the year with a smart meter. Anyone think I'd grow? What a faff, yeah. What a nightmare. I've been trying to get a smart meter for the gas because not been billed properly. Oh, Christ, Mrs. Love. That's not good. You don't know where you stand, do you? That's the problem. Fee Hilly MK. Am I saying that right? That's a new name to me. Love the channel. Just had a quick question. Is it worth creating your own e-commerce website these days to resell items on? Not sure if there's a lot of fraud. Well, you know what? There's people in the chat who also have websites, so they might tell you their experiences. But I would say, to be honest with you, I mean, it depends what you're selling, really. It might work. It might work for you to have like a Shopify or your own like Wix website or something. It can work. Definitely, it can work. But I would say, why go to all that effort and expense? Because you might think it's cheap, but when you try and get your website in front of millions of people, that is expensive. So eBay do all that for you. They put it in front of people, they promote it to a certain degree for free, and then you pay for extra promotion. So you're getting in front of millions of people all over the world with eBay. So by creating your own website, you're going to put a lot of hard work your way. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I guess it's going to depend a lot on what you're selling. So maybe some people in the chat who have a website might give some better advice than me. I have had a Shopify in the past. Didn't really work for me. I felt like I was duplicating everything that was on eBay. And I thought, well, this is a waste of time. It's on eBay. That's the biggest audience I can get. So, why bother doing my own? But, different people, different opinions. Let's see. Let me try and get down to the bottom of the chat. Richard said I gave in and put mine on for an hour a couple of nights ago. Been off ever since. What I'd be interested to do is when I do put it on, because it will go on at some point before winter's out. What I will do is I'll put it on for an hour and I'll check the smart meter and I'll see how much are we going up in that hour. And then I'll know roughly, because obviously other things will be on at the same time. So it's difficult to say for sure, but then I'll know roughly what it's cost me for an hour's worth of heating. That's the plan. Get the Christmas jumpers on. Oh, good plan. Yeah, definitely. Richard says pet hate at the boot, if not already. We haven't mentioned anything yet, Richard. We've been waffling on about nothing. It's the classic line on eBay. It's this much. Yeah, totally, Richard. Have you sent phone savers? Did you send it? Is this another super chat or is that the same one? Well, thank you. Either way, I don't know if that's the second one or the first one. But it's come up twice for some reason. eBay are being funny with clothing returns. Had 2 reps say the buyer had 6 days, 15 business days more than they return by date to return the item. Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder what's going on there, Jack. I've got 30-day returns on mine. There you go. T-Cake says, I have a website, no good for one-off items due to the SEO involved. Unless you have replenishables, then it's a long road. Expect to go 3 years. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I was trying to sort of lean towards, T-Cakes. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. But I guess if you're in a bit of a niche and you can really really go into the SEO and say for example, I've sold a lot of cycling jerseys in the past. If I wanted to create a secondhand cycling jerseys website, then you could really go into like the SEO and promoting certain keywords on Google. It could be worth it. I don't know, but personally, I just think eBay's got the biggest audience. But I get it for certain things. Definitely, Squarespace is another one. Yeah. Left-handed's back from a lunchtime walk at the beach. Oh, no, lovely. Can't beat that. Fat Thrifts. Oh, lovely name. What a lovely picture that is, Fat Thrifts. Fat as in amazing, like great. That's how old I am. Royal Mail currently filming an advert directly opposite my house in the heart of good old Dagenham. Oh, Dagenham. Oh, some of my family come from Dagenham. My nan used to live there for years. Well, all her life, pretty much, Dagenham. And my dad was from that sort of... Was he? Yeah, from that sort of area. Yeah, driving organic traffic to a website is near impossible without a good advert budget. Oh, thank you, Phone Savers. That's so kind. Yeah, appreciate that. I didn't realise it. Wasn't sure if it were 2 or 1, but that's so kind. Thank you very much. And I hope some of these questions some of these answers have helped you a little bit. Pet hate is when sellers get angry when you attempt to negotiate. Oh, that is very annoying. Yeah, let's get into that now. Let's get into that. Right. Pet hates at the boot sale. So what things do we really get mithered by at boot sales? I'll give you mine in a minute, but let's see what you guys come up with. And another pet hate is when a seller tells you the full history of an item. You see, you know what, Shabba? I don't mind that because I've said it before. When sellers give you a bit of history, it can help you when it comes to listing it and selling it. I've had a few examples of where someone's told me like where they bought it from, what year they bought it in, and told me a bit about it, stuff that I would never have known. And then I've used that information in my listing. So I don't mind that, really. I really don't mind it. Mrs. Love says, my pet hate is the Hunger Games scene. Every time a new car arrives, loads of people in the boot before they've even started. That is so annoying. That is really, I never do it. I just stay away. It's like, if you're that desperate to get that game, you can have it because you're more desperate than me. I'm not ruffling through that boot. That's actually pretty nice. Afternoon, Si. Welcome. Don't get me wrong, it can be done. Been 12 years now with the website, and would turn over more than eBay or Amazon. Really has to be the right product. I guess once you've built that audience as well, you get a lot of repeat customers on websites. I would assume. If you're doing replenishables, if you're in a bit of a niche sort of area, I could imagine people sort of just coming back and back, having a good experience with you. There you go. Richard says, when they ask you to make an offer. Oh, Richard. Oh, I hate it. I really do. I really hate it. It's like, oh, make me an offer. And it's, because you don't want to insult somebody, do you? And it's like, well, I might end up overpaying, or I might piss him off because I've offered £1 and he wants £10 for it. It's like, oh, just have a price. Give us your price and we'll go from there. Definitely, Richard. That's annoying. It sells for this on eBay. I know some people have printouts as well now, or they have a screenshot on their phone. Here, look, this is what it's up for on eBay. Yeah, Emsden said it again as well. When they ask you what you want to pay, I know. Well, very little. The smallest amount possible is the answer. Nigel says sellers who have no clue how much they want for items. Oh, you know what? That happens a lot as well. At the start of boot sales, Nigel, it happens a lot, doesn't it? People are unpacking or whatever, and they're just setting up the stall, and I'll totter along and I'll say, oh, how much is the figure? Oh, I don't know. I've not even thought about it. I don't know. John, how much do you reckon this figure is? How much? Oh, I don't know. Ring Billy, will you? See how much he wants for this figure. I'll leave it. I'm not asked. Keep it. Keep the figure. You clearly don't want to sell it. Exactly. Exactly that. Tonk says, I hate on eBay when you accept an offer and they send a message wanting the item cheaper. Yeah, that is very annoying. That's happened a couple of times to me recently as well. I'm like, no, that's the price. That's it. That's an offer that I probably sent to them and they accepted it. And then you want it cheaper. No. Be good if eBay was working today. I wasn't aware that there was a problem. Pet hate. Everyone's saying the same thing. Make me an offer's got to be one of the worst, hasn't it? I've only ever had one seller look at me with outraged disgust when I tried to haggle. It's a car boot. You have to haggle. Exactly it, Toby. You have to haggle. Totally. It's part of the game. I like it when they haggle themselves down. It's £5, but I'll take 4. And when I... Yeah, totally. I don't mind the history when there's history behind it. But I don't give a sausage how much they paid in 2006. Yeah, totally, yeah. Oh, yeah, that item. Oh, when I bought that, it cost me £50. Well, it's not worth £50 now. Never make an offer. Whoever goes first loses. Unless you start really low, tea cakes. If you want eBay prices, put it on eBay. Exactly. Yeah, when they say make an offer, just say £1. Free, yeah. Make me an offer. 1 penny usually focuses. Afternoon, Jess. Car booters who say a really high fee and then say you're just going to sell it on eBay. Had that a few times. Yeah, when they see the GoPro. Yeah, that is true. How much for this item? Oh, Dad's gone to look around. Should be back shortly. Yeah. Or how much for this? Not sure if I want to sell it. Fuck's sake. Don't bring it to the bloody car boot. Jesus Christ. The now rare boots up here all have prices on their items and most don't accept offers. It's full of dealers. Oh dear. That's no good, is it? I love it when they say that's brand new, clearly got scuff marks and been used. I know. I don't know why people say that. I really don't. It was like, did you see that video I did a while back? They quite clearly said to me that this little like Discman, this like Walkman Discman player thing, was brand new. It had a disc inside it for starters, so it's been played. There was no box, no packaging. The headphones had all grime all on them. There was some blue shit all over the disc player. It clearly wasn't in new condition. Did he think I'm a bit daft or something? Because you only have to look at it for 1 second to know that it's not brand new. Flipping Al says, you make an offer and they won't budge because they're selling it for their daughter or their mum. Lady who does this at my car boot, I know is a trader. Yeah. Derek says, pet hate is when they won't tell me how much it is and want an offer, then get offended when I offer a low price. Yeah, so annoying, isn't it? Daisy said, I run my business through my own website. I'm not at the point that it brings in all of my income. Used other platforms in the transition, but it's a relentless grind driving traffic to my site. I can imagine. Yeah, I've been there as well, Daisy. I did set up a Shopify in around 2015, at about the start of my official business reselling journey. I actually set up a Shopify thinking that would be a good idea. No, it wasn't a good idea for me. Yeah, and it wasn't the right time. Like when I was part-time at the start of my journey, having a Shopify wasn't the right move. I find some of the mums seem to remember every price they originally paid and they want silly money. It's brand new. I've seen brand new shoes with dog poop. Yeah, great. I'm now at a point. It's earning a full income. It's taken 4 years to get there. Yeah, hard. It's a hard slog, isn't it? A pet hate I've not experienced yet is paying for a car boot. I hate it when you guys say entrance fee was X something. In Scotland, they're free. They're all different down here. Some are free and some are not. And some you have to pay a silly amount to get early entry. Like there's one round here that you pay £8. You pay the equivalent of a stall just to get in early. £8 early entry. But I've got no qualms in paying to get in because at the end of the day, I'm going to probably spend a lot of money and I'm going to get stuff worth hundreds of pounds, fingers crossed. So to pay £1 to get in, I don't care about that. I definitely don't care. That would not stop me going to a boot sale for sure. And what I always think as well is the organisers of boot sales put a lot of hard work into running and organising boot sales, and I don't mind, and some of them are charities as well, so I don't mind that either. So it doesn't bother me. Great if it's free, it's great, but it don't bother me if I have to pay £1 or £2 to get in. Limelight Vinty, hello. Local charity shop had a coat up as brand new. It was dirty with holes. Typical. Phone savers. I went to a car boot, got 2 games for free. They were worth more than the other items I bought. Goes to show it's the value of the product, not the price. True, very true. Yeah. AMPR beat me to it. Itchy says done a car boot with the wife a couple of weeks ago in Incy Bowl. You've done that on purpose. You've done that on purpose just to trip me up. Before we turned the engine off, somebody was opening the boot. Cheeky, aren't they? I said, get up. Get back. Bloody police training are coming. Get back. Get back. Hi, Santa. Car boots mainly all free. My local is 50p. Kaz Vins, welcome. Late joiner. No worries. You're welcome anytime, of course. Daisy said pet hate for car boots is the early morning and the weather. That is true. Can't do much about it. It's really bad, isn't it, Sophie, that people actually open your boot? I mean, if anyone did that, they would get the wrath of Car Boot Chris for that. Touch my freaking car. Go away right now. Okay, my some of my pet hates. Right, here's something that this annoys me. Right, so the car boot sale says sellers arrive at 8 o'clock, buyers entry at 9 o'clock. Right, so I get there at 8:45, thinking, I'll be nice and early. Get there sort of ready to go in at 9 o'clock. Get there at 8:45, and it's freaking open already. There's already millions of people in the boot sale. I'm like, what happened to 9 o'clock for buyers? That annoys me, right? That annoys me. If you say it's buyers at 8, and if you say it's sellers at 8 and buyers at 9, please, if you're a car boot organizer, stick to your times, because there's nothing worse. Because I've got a plan when I get there. So there's nothing worse than getting there, even early still, and finding that you've let everybody in even earlier than early. Because I would have got there earlier if I'd have known that. You know what I mean? I've had someone snatch something from my hand before and just walk off. Oh my gosh, no way. That's naughty. If you go to Adams Chelford, you can walk across the road. Yeah, there's 2, isn't there, opposite each other. Always used to go there. I totally hate it, Richard. I just wish people would stick to times. Stick to times or just don't have times. If you're not going to stick to times, don't have times, just say turn up. All right? Because everyone, I like to know where I stand, right? If you're not going to stick to your times, just don't have times. I wish they would start at 9. It was just an example, Betty Bob. just whatever. 6. You could use 6 and 7 as examples. Why can't they start at 1? The problem is, Richard, I always had that opinion, Richard, right? Oh, it'd be much better if they all started later. But if you think about it, if they start later, every Tom, Dick and Harry, Joe Public are going to be there at the same time as you, the reseller. And your chances of picking up stuff is going to be a lot less if they start later. Because if they start at 6 a.m. and you get there at 6, Joe Public, normal people ain't getting out of bed at 5 in the morning to go to the boot sale at 6. It's most people, it's just going to be a few resellers and stuff. So you're going to have a better chance of getting stuff for a decent price and picking things up. Everyone goes in together and your chances are slimmer. That's the way I think of it. Car Boot Chris, does Belle grind her own coffee beans to brew them, or does she use one of those pod machines? Santa, she uses a pod machine. We did have a grinding thing. We did have a proper coffee machine, but she never used it. So, in fact, have we still got it? We need to flog that, actually, if we've still got it. But she uses a pod machine. We've actually got 2 different machines in case we see different pods. It's ridiculous. Nafanify says, my local advertise is 7:30 for buyers, but let everyone at 6:30. But it's an advantage once you know. Yeah, true. Yeah, that is true. If you know that they've got a habit of doing it, then you get there a bit earlier for everybody else. Totally. Anyone took something out of my hand? Oof. You were right in what you said about car boot times. At 6 a.m. Joe Public isn't there rummaging it. I know, yeah. Yeah. Do you ever get that where you're at a stall at the boot sale, and you got loads of Joe Public round you, like just picking up stuff for family, and you're just there about to go and pick up like some like rare figure or something, like a toy or a NECA figure. Let's say that a NECA figure might be worth like 50-60 pound to you, and they're in the rummage box, and they just go to pick it up, and they're going, oh, that's nice. Oh, little Johnny would love that for his to play with. And I'm just thinking, they just get you there just before you. I know it's a bit selfish, isn't it? It is a bit selfish from me as a reseller, but I certainly won't snatch it out of their hands, for Christ's sake. It's first come, first served. But you're there looking for like gems to pick up with lots of profit, and then Joe Public gets there first. But imagine how much that would happen if you had like a lunchtime starting boot sale. You'd just be there with 500 other people, and you'd have no chance. Pet hate from flipping hell. Seller who sells things as bundles. Lady was selling a tin with loads of bobbins inside that I didn't want. When I asked how much just for the tin, she refused to sell it on its own. Yeah, I guess so. They need to start garage sales in the UK. Just drive around on a nice Sunday. Well, technically, Baz, there are already garage sales. They're called jumble trails. And I'm sure you've been to some, but in the summer months, loads of jumble trails around. And that's basically garage sales. Sometimes you can find garage sales if you have a look on Facebook, Google, or like Facebook Marketplace. People advertise just independent. Oh, I'm having a yard sale. I'm going to put all the stuff up for sale. Sometimes you do see them. Very good point, to be fair, Chris. I'm up anyway at this time of year. It's too cold, yeah. Yeah. For a long time, I always thought, I wish you'd go later on the boot sales. But in reality, actually, when you start thinking about it, no. Best prices are at 4 a.m. from the house clearance, guys. I actually, you know what, Tonks? James. I don't think I would go to a boot sale at 4 a.m. I just could not be asked with that. That's too early. That is taking it too far. I think there's a level that I'm willing to go to, and 4 a.m. is not it. AMPR says, "Hi, Chris. Those cider tankards from Big Steve look very, very familiar." Well, what was it? Yeah, I know. 4 a.m. Bolton's like that. Buyers for 7, and it's crammed beforehand. Santa says, "Love watching Biker Dave at the car boots. He's walking around in the dark with a torch strapped to his head. Early shopper." Yeah, I do that as well, Santa. You might have seen on some of mine. I've got a little head strap light, and I put it under my hat here. And yeah, I do the same. What other pet hates? Oh, you know what I hate? I hate it when car boots say no dogs. Obviously, we've got a lovely little dog, Cookie, and we love to take her sometimes to the boot sales. And when car boots say no dogs, I just think, I won't bother then. I won't bother going to yours if you're not allowing. If you're not dog friendly, then I probably won't go. Left-handed's got a busy Saturday coming up. 3 different tabletops, jumble sales to attend, all 5 miles of each other, but the timings are staggered. Oh, that sounds like a good day, that. Good luck with your hunting. It's possible. Yeah, I mean, it swings in roundabouts, doesn't it, Jess? I mean, you might get a few more casual sellers, but then there'll be more competition for those items on those stalls. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts. Chris says, "One of my pet hates is things on the ground, as I can't kneel or bend over very well. Then you stand on a damp sheet." Yeah. Yeah. Have you actually done that, Chris? Have you fell on your ass at the boot sale? I've had to help a couple of people up who have fallen over at the boot sales. One guy had a walking stick, and he went crash into the floor after he fell over someone's stuff on the floor, tripped over it, bang, hit the ground. Luckily, he was okay, but I managed to help him up. Fix It says, "Pet hate at the car boot is all the other resellers taking the good stuff." There, fair enough. Jess says, "My best car boot to sell at. I have to leave ours at 2 a.m. to get a good space. Doesn't let you on till." You know what, Jess? There was one in Manchester that did that, and we did it a few times. Everyone from Manchester, the Manchester area, do you remember Smithfield Market? Smithfield Market, you used to queue up the night before to get a space. You used to have to queue up, and basically what you'd do is bed down in the queue, and you'd put your seats back if you could, and you didn't have too much stuff in the back, and you'd have a kip in the car. It was horrible. It was really horrible. I hated it. But this was before I was proper reselling, and it was £20 a pitch as well. It was expensive, so you'd have to get there at like midnight and sleep in the car because they didn't let you in till about 6. Oh, you sold them to him at the boot sale. Oh, interesting. They're doing the rounds then. Obviously, he didn't fancy listing them. Richard, welcome. I hate it when you get other sour buyers that have missed out on an item and try to upsell it for the seller as you're negotiating. That's happened. It's worth more than that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Santa says, "Only 2 things I hate. Number 1 is change, and the way things are. You're a bit screwed, Santa. Our dog is not friendly, so can't take her to the boots anyway. She's a rescue dog and has issues. But that's good that you recognise that and you don't drag her down the boot sale anyway, because there's some people who take their dogs, and I guess this is partly why some boots ban dogs, and they're really horrible dogs, yappy and having a go at all the other dogs and stuff. It's like, why bring your dog? Don't bring your dog. ANPR said, I had a customer pick up a mug and ask the price and then drop it and it's smashed. What did you do? Did you make them pay for it, or did you just say, well, you can't make anyone pay, can you, at the end of the day? People hovering over your shoulder while you're looking something up saying, shouldn't need to look it up, or if he doesn't want it, I'll buy it I'm a trader or a collector. Thin line. Yeah. Yeah, Gorton Smithfield, yeah. Back in the day, it was a really good market boot sale. It was a bit of both, 50-50. Now, it's just full of absolute garbage. It's just full of trash. I've not been for about 2-3 years, but last time I went, I've never coming back again. It's just full of absolute rubbish. But in its heyday, Smithfield was really good. I have an afternoon car boot, but it starts at 8 a.m. because everyone turns up early anyway. It's usually packed up by 1. Yeah, remember Smithfield, says Steve. Mrs. Love said, I've learnt that at least it's not just my boot sale that has all the knobheads. Everyone queues at this car boot. There's a guy who turns up at 4 a.m. on a bike, buys everyone's TVs and is gone by the time the car boot starts. Loads up a big taxi at 6 a.m. with like 30 Jesus. Well, he's got it. He's found a methodology. Having a go at the other dogs. Did they pick on Cookie? Not really. Damien's late. Thought it started at 1. No, I'm going at 12 today. Damien, obviously. Unlucky. I guess some car boot organisers don't want customers. But this is where, people should not be afraid to tell people to pick up after their dogs, right? It's like, if you see someone not picking up after the dog, tell them to pick up. 99% of us, we always pick up our dog mess. And if a boot sale is not dog friendly, we probably won't go, because we take Cookie a lot. And to be honest, it's better when we don't take her, because she can be a bit of a pain, because she pulls a lot on lead. But we often like to do days out. So if we've got to drive an hour and it's not dog friendly, we ain't going. But I appreciate not everyone's into dogs, but Guaz is in. Santa says, what's your streaming setup, Chris? MacBook with StreamYard, high-end camera and high-end mic on a boom. Pretty much that. So I've got MacBook here, StreamYard running. I've got I can't show you it because obviously the camera's running, but I've got a separate, I don't use the built-in Mac camera because it's crap. Even though this is an up-to-date MacBook, it's still shite, the camera on it, which is unbelievable, isn't it, what you pay for these things. This is a separate webcam, so it's a HD 1080p webcam, although StreamYard will only broadcast in not quite 1080, it's the one down, is it 760 or whatever. It will only broadcast in that unless you pay for the Pro version, which will then broadcast in full HD. And I've got this mic here, and it's on it's on an arm, so I can pull it down and put it back up again. That's pretty much my setup. Oh, I've got extra lights here, so I've got a light there, light there. That's basically it. I've seen dogs peeing up table legs. I don't get why that guy rides a bike to the boot. Just sounds like more hassle. It does, doesn't it, Richard? Yeah. Telling people to pick up around by me, I'd get stabbed. Hi, Ian. 720, that's it. 720 and 1080, isn't it? Yeah. So StreamYard broadcasting 720. Even if you've got like the best camera in the world, StreamYard only broadcasts it in 720. So you have to pay for the extra pro. Like I'm one up from the bottom on StreamYard, so I'm not like the bottom level. But you still don't get the HD broadcast on that. The dog thing, by the way, that's a pet hate for me because I'm a dog owner and I like to take Cookie out with us. That's just for me. So I understand that it's not for everybody. What else? I've got the only other. Well, there's loads of pet hates, but most of you guys have said them. But one of my other ones is expensive early entries. £8 to get into a boot sale early, I think, is a bit too steep. I've paid £5. Which is probably about, probably would pay that. I have paid it, but £8 I think is a bit expensive. And the thing is, if you don't pay that £8 early entry as a reseller, then there's probably no point in going because you're going to not get hardly anything. And I've been into that boot sale and not paid the £8 and come away with, just bits and pieces, nothing much. So if you don't pay the £8, I'd say it's probably not worth going. Do you not use OBS? No, I don't. I don't, Mrs. Love, no. It's very simple, StreamYard. It keeps it really, really easy. And I think OBS, unless you've got lots of fancy stuff to do, OBS is where, if you want different things on the screen and different things going on and overlays and all that stuff, that's fine. But StreamYard just keeps streaming very easy. Pet hate, old man morning farts. Lovely. She didn't want to come in, so I left her in the car. She weren't bothered. Right, we've covered the pet hates. There's a few things I want to talk about before we finish, and we've only got 5-10 minutes max. How is everybody getting on? Those people who are involved and put themselves forward for the Secret Santa, is anybody having any issues in contacting their Secret Santa? If you're having a problem, I've got the list somewhere. If you're having any problems, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Oh my God, this can is making me like burpy. Send me a message and I'll try and find the other person because I can connect with most of the people that, in the chats and stuff through being the actual channel owner. I can, message people and stuff. So drop me a line if you're having trouble contacting your Secret Santa. I've used it in the past, Mr. Glove. I have used it in the past. What I also found with OBS is it can drain your... I mean, it'll probably be okay on this because this is a fairly new MacBook. But when I was using it on my old MacBook, it really struggled to handle it because you have so many different operations going on at the same time. It struggled to deal with it. So I kind of stopped using it. Mrs. England's just gone live, guys. Please pop over after Chris. Okay, there you go. Once we're done here, you can go now if you want. Phil says, I've contacted Shabba. Ian, thanks for your help. Chris, yeah, no problem. When do we have to swap gifts by? Just at your leisure, Tommy. Can't help but smile when I say that. We'll probably do a live stream like fairly close to Christmas. So whenever you're ready, fire off your gift so that, hopefully it doesn't get caught in the Christmas rush. Get it sent off and let them know it's coming and like not to open it until the right time. But we'll probably do a live stream as close to Christmas as possible. Close to Christmas as possible. I'm not sure the exact date yet, Santa. Have you managed to get in contact with Jason? Max says, I'm just popping in to say I'm supporting Julie over at Mrs. England's Emporium. If you get a few minutes, jump over and say hello. There you go. He's not supporting Cookie and Hayden's, he's supporting Mrs. England. Drop that fizzy shite, Chris. No good for you. I like it. I like it, tea cakes. Okay, what else did I say? Okay, right. The World Cup's coming up. The World Cup is coming up, as you all know. The Football World Cup, not the cricket or anything like that. I was thinking we did some private like watch-alongs like with a few of the resellers last year, but I was thinking, would anybody be interested if we did some like live watch-alongs with the football, like especially when England's on? Is it something that you'd want to do? I mean, we can still chat about reselling while the football's on if you want, but essentially it's going to be like a live watch-along. That's it, really. We can all watch the game together. Put your hands up in the chat if you think it's a good idea, or if you're not really asked, equally so, just let me know. I was thinking about doing it, but then I'm thinking, will people be bothered about doing it? We could get a few people on screen as well. Like we could get a few viewers, resellers, a few of you guys on if you want to come on while the England game's on. I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a little while. If it's something that interests you, let me know. Come on, England. I know, yeah. Only if I'm invited. But I like it, tea cakes. I like it. Does that annoy you? I want to have another swig. Love World Cup football. Oh, that's good to hear, Santa. That's good to hear. SB says yes. Hand down from Kathy. I'll watch with you, but don't generally watch the football, but happy to talk rubbish about it. Fair enough, tea cakes. Thank you. Yeah, I'll come on over and cheer the other team. Scotland are in it, aren't they? So, oh, hang on a minute. There'll be an England-Scotland game, won't there? Because they're in the same group, aren't they? Or is it Wales? Someone tell me, because I can't remember. I like live streams. Football is okay, but like company when watching. Wales are in the World Cup. Yeah, there's a glitch going on at the minute. Definitely a glitch going on. Unless it's women's football, the real one. Sai says yes. Come on, Wales and whoever plays England. Ugh. You're not invited, Gwaz. You're out. I think we're going to struggle with the heat. I think a lot of teams will. Oh, is that our group? Oh, it's Wales, is it? We're playing Wales. I tell you what, I am sick of songs. I'm sick of friendlies and the Nations League, which is a load of rubbish. I love the tournaments. I love it when it gets to World Cup and Euros. Love all that, but the Nations League is absolute bollocks, and international friendlies, absolute bollocks. I just hate them. I never watch them. I find them dull as dishwater. No one gives a crap about them. Players don't care, and the players just come back injured to their clubs, and that's the way I see it. I can't stand those friendly games. I just think it's a complete waste of time. You might as well just forget about them. You might as well just bring them all together for the tournaments, and that's it. I know there's a lot more to it than that. It's about creating a team and getting to know each other and all that stuff. But they're so boring. The friendly games, they're so boring. I like the women's as well. I've watched a lot of the women's football. I've watched a few of the City women's games. Scotland are not in it. Ah, I thought they were, but maybe I was thinking of Wales. England, USA on the 25th. Oh, that'll be an interesting one, Santa. Yes, Car Boot Chris versus Santa. The Titans collide. England are playing Iran in the first game. First game, 21st of November, which is 11 days from now. What kind of times are we talking, by the way? What times are these games? Right, what else? I think that was it, really. I think that was it, what I wanted to talk about. So if you want to head off to Mrs. England, you can do. 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. GMT for England. Right, so afternoon games. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad, because I was thinking, if it's going to be like evening games, at least then, if you want to come along to a live watch along, you can carry on working if you like in the afternoon. If you want to carry on listing while the football's on, you could do. So yeah, maybe we'll try it for the first game, see how it goes, and if it's a success, then we'll do it for the next one, and we'll just play it by ear like that. More bouncy. Yeah, I was thinking that, Steve. I was thinking, oh shit, what have I let myself in for? I thought I didn't have a clue what the kickoff times were. Qatar's 3 hours ahead. Yeah, so it's not too bad, is it? Got to check the times. It could need verifying. Right. Okay, so it might be something. It might be something that we can do, but maybe we try it once, and always worth trying something once, see what happens. Right, we've done 1 hour 10 minutes. I've got to get some work done. I've been listing some of these this morning. From that little boot sale haul I got. I've been listing some of these 3DS games. It's always so bloody bright. Been putting those on this morning. I've got a parcel to open. I know what that is. And I've got some more stuff to list. Thank you so much for the super chats. And also, sometimes I forget to do this on the midweek stream, on the on the lunchtime streams. But thanks so much to all those that are members: Tori, Emsden UK, Sam, Mick Page, Lindsay and Alvin, the Monkey Thrifter. Oh, happy holidays, by the way, Monkey Thrifter. Fix It for Reselling, the Dave, Soul Steps, Santa, Steve O'Brook, Matt Sell Stuff, Glamours, Paul, GT Prelove, Cy, Kieran, and Chris Smith. Thanks so much for joining the channel membership. And if anyone else wants information on that, you can click the button below the video. That's it for today. And happy sales. I hope eBay's not too quiet today with all these glitches. What else have I got? Another USA thrifting video out the weekend, and we'll be back live Monday night. And don't forget, if you want to be in the duck race Monday night, you need to go and comment on this Monday just gone on that video, on that live stream, and you will be entered into the draw. Remember, if you need help with your oh, sorry, I'm not threatening you. Sorry, I just picked that up. If you need help with your Secret Santa, please send me a message and I'll try and link you up. That's it. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys.